Hi, this is P. Andrew Sandlin, founder and president of the Center for Cultural Leadership. Many Christians today don't know the difference, it seems, between tolerance and grace, particularly with reference to God. Tolerance is enduring, or putting up with things that we find irksome, things with which we disagree, things that annoy us, particularly the attitudes and actions of other people. We have an entire political system today. Western liberal democracy has increasingly capitulated to tolerance. That's how it seems we can avoid a great deal of conflict, though apparently it hasn't worked, particularly in the last 15 or 20 years in the United States. We champion tolerance, but it seems there's just about more conflict than ever. Grace, on the other hand, is forgiveness and kindness in spite of unrighteousness, in spite of a violation of God's law, in spite of breaking His holy standards. It's very interesting that a lot of people today don't really quite understand that grace presupposes human sinfulness and breaking God's commandments. When we break God's commandments and sin, we stand under His righteous judgment. We have been unrighteous and He is righteous. But He loved us enough that He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to shed His blood on the cross. And He executed His wrath on His own Son and demonstrated His grace and forgiveness precisely because of our sin, which He forgives because of His Son's death, and subjectively because we trust in His Son. Tolerance is a different thing. If you read the Bible, you'll find out that God is overwhelmingly gracious, but not especially tolerant. The Bible doesn't really indicate that God winks at sin at all. He is patient and He's long-suffering, but He's not tolerant, which is another way of saying that God takes sin and unrighteousness very seriously indeed. And the reason that He can be gracious to us is precisely because He takes sin so seriously, because He sent His Son to die for us. Let us not make the mistake of assuming that God is tolerant because He is gracious. He is gracious because He's righteous, but God's not especially tolerant. This is P. Andrew Sandlin, founder and president of the Center for Cultural Leadership, ChristianCulture.com.